The Sister Who Took Everything. A story of letting go. She stole my fiancé. She stole $15,000. And now she wants my mother's house. I'm staring at my sister across the Thanksgiving table, and I realize something. I have a choice to make. Hold on to this rage for the rest of my life, or finally set myself free. This is the story of how I almost let her destroy me twice. 20 years ago, my sister Claire looked me in the eye and said, "James and I are in love." My James. The man I was going to marry. 2 years after that, she asked to borrow $15,000 for her business. I never saw a penny of it again. And then, 5 years of silence. No calls. No visits. Nothing. Until 3 months ago, when everything changed. 3 months ago, my phone rang at 2:47 in the morning. No one calls with good news at 2:47 a.m. Your mother's had a stroke. You need to come now. I remember driving to the hospital in the dark. The fluorescent lights, the antiseptic smell, the doctor's gentle voice saying, "She'll need round-the-clock care. Someone will have to be with her constantly." I looked at my husband. He squeezed my hand. "I'll do it," I said. Within a week, I'd moved into Mum's guest room. My husband brought me fresh clothes every few days. Our own house sat empty while I slept with a baby monitor next to my pillow, listening for Mum's breathing all night long. Every single morning, I helped her to the bathroom, changed her clothes, brushed her hair. Every afternoon, I crushed 14 pills into applesauce and coaxed her to eat. Every night, I lay awake, terrified of silence. This was love. The kind nobody posts about on Facebook. The kind that leaves bruises on your soul that no one can see. And in those 93 days, my sister Claire never called. Not once. So when she showed up at the door yesterday, holding expensive wine and wearing that smile, I already knew. Something inside me just knew what was coming. "Sarah, oh my God, look at you." Claire pulled me into a hug. I stood there frozen, arms at my sides. She smelled like expensive perfume and freedom. Mum's face lit up when she saw her. Actually lit up, like someone had flipped a switch inside her. "My baby," Mum whispered, reaching out with her trembling hand. "You came. I've been here 93 days straight." But she's still the baby. Claire moved through the house like she'd never left. She found the crystal vases, the ones I'd hand-washed just last week. She made tea in Mum's favourite pot. She even sat in Dad's old recliner, the chair I can't bring myself to touch because it still smells like him. The chair she never sat in when he was alive because she missed his funeral. She said she needed to take care of herself, and I was supposed to understand. "I've been on such a journey," Claire said, her voice dripping with what sounded like sincerity. "Real soul work, you know? And I realised that family is everything. Nothing else matters." I'd heard this speech before. When she fell in love with James, such tears, such passion. When she needed that loan, such big dreams, such promises. Claire is a hurricane of beautiful words, but hurricanes destroy everything they touch. "That's wonderful, Claire," I said. My voice came out flat, like glass. Her smile tightened just a little. She knew I didn't believe a single word. Good. Let her know. After dinner, the one I cooked, while Claire entertained Mum with stories about Seattle, she followed me into the kitchen. "Sarah," she said quietly, "we need to talk about Mum." I kept washing dishes. Here it comes, I thought. What about Mum? This situation, it's not sustainable. Look at you. You're destroying yourself. You have your own life, your own marriage. I turned around and looked at her. My own life? You mean the one I put on hold so Mum wouldn't die alone? Her jaw tightened. I've been doing research. There are these beautiful assisted living facilities, professional staff, 24-hour nurses, and the house. She paused. We both know what it's worth. My hands gripped the edge of the counter. You want to sell Mum's house. The equity could pay for years of professional care, she said quickly, and we'd split the rest. 50-50. It's fair, Sarah. It's what's best for everyone. Fair. That word coming out of her mouth. Where were you? My voice came out so quiet it scared me. Where were you when she fell? When she forgot how to use a spoon? When she woke up? Screaming because she thought the house was on fire. I was dealing with my own problems, Sarah. I had my own life going on. Not all of us can play the martyr. Martyr. That word hit me like a slap across the face. Is that what I am? A martyr? Get out, I whispered. Sarah, get out of this kitchen. Right now. She stayed that night in the guest room down the hall. I couldn't sleep. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, listening to Mum's breathing through the monitor. The doubts started creeping in like smoke under a door. Am I wrong? Am I being stubborn? Selfish even? Maybe Claire has a point. Maybe I am destroying myself. Maybe professional care really is better. Maybe I'm just holding on because I need to feel needed. Maybe I am a martyr. At 3:17 in the morning, I heard footsteps in the hallway. I got up and found Claire in Mum's bedroom. The closet door was open, and in her hands was Mum's jewellery box. The antique one. The one Dad gave her on their 25th anniversary. The one with her engagement ring, her mother's pearls. The locket with our baby pictures inside. What are you doing? She jumped and almost dropped it. I couldn't sleep, and I thought, you thought you'd see what you could take. That's not fair. I was just looking for... Put it down. My voice wasn't loud, but there was something in it. Something final. She set it down carefully, her hands shaking. You've always thought the worst of me, Sarah. You've always proven me right. Behind us, Mum appeared in the doorway, gripping her walker. Her face was grey. Frightened. Please, she whispered. Please, girls, don't fight. And suddenly I saw it so clearly. Mum had been doing this our whole lives. Smoothing things over. Pretending Claire's absences didn't hurt. Pretending my resentment didn't exist. Keeping the peace. She was so tired. We were killing her with this. This anger between us was actually killing her. Claire left before sunrise. No goodbye. Just a note on the kitchen counter. I was trying to help. I'm sorry you can't see that. I told myself I felt relieved. Good riddance, right? But as the day went, on medications at 8, physical therapy at 10, lunch at noon, I felt something else. Heavy. Like I was carrying stones in my chest. Mum barely touched her food that day. She kept glancing at the door, waiting. She's not coming back, Mum, I finally said. I know, Mum whispered. Her voice sounded so small, so broken. That's what scares me. That night, I found myself pulling Claire's note out of the trash, unfolding it, reading it again. I'm sorry you can't see that. And something shifted inside me. I started thinking about the last 20 years. Every slight I'd catalogued in my mind. Every wound I'd kept fresh. Every moment I'd replayed over and over to justify staying angry. I'd built a museum of resentment, and I was both the curator and the only visitor. What has this rage actually given me? The answer came immediately. Nothing. Nothing except this weight I'm carrying. Claire moved on years ago. She's living her life in Seattle. Selfish, yes, but free. And here I am, still furious about things that happened when I was 30 years old. Still keeping score. Still holding on to this burning coal, waiting for the perfect moment to throw it at her. But my hand is the one that's burning. Buddha was right about that. I'm the only one burning. I called her at 9 o'clock that night. She answered on the 4th ring. What? Not a question. A wall. I need to say something, Claire. And I need you to just listen. Silence. Then, fine. What you did, taking James, the money, disappearing for 5 years, it hurt me. I'm not going to pretend it didn't. And I've held on to that hurt for 20 years, like it was some kind of trophy I won. I heard her breath catch on the other end. But here's what I realized tonight. This anger isn't punishing you, it's destroying me. I'm 53 years old, and I'm still furious about things that happened when I was in my 30s. That's not strength. That's just prison. Sarah, I'm not saying I trust you, Claire. I'm not saying we're going to be close. But I'm done carrying this rage around. I'm letting it go. Not for you. For me. The silence stretched so long I thought she'd hung up. Then, very quietly, what does that mean? It means you can visit Mum Sundays. 1 hour. But if you talk about selling the house, you leave. If you touch anything that isn't yours, you're gone. If you hurt her in any way, this ends. Those are my boundaries. Okay. Her voice sounded thick, like she might be crying. Okay. This isn't forgiveness, Claire. This is freedom. My freedom. 25 centuries ago, a man sat under a tree and understood something profound about human suffering. Buddha taught his followers this: holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. I spent 20 years holding that coal in my hand, keeping it hot with memories and resentments, waiting for the right moment to throw it. But the person I was burning was myself. Here's what Buddha understood that we so often forget. Letting go isn't about the other person. It's not about whether they deserve to be forgiven. It's about whether we deserve to be free. And this is the part that changed everything for me. Letting go doesn't mean throwing the door wide open. I didn't invite my sister back with open arms and act like nothing happened. I set boundaries, clear ones, firm ones. Buddha didn't teach us to be doormats. He taught us to be wise, to see clearly, to protect our peace without poisoning our own hearts in the process. Those of us in our 50s, our 60s, our 70s, we know the weight of old anger. We've carried grudges so long, they've become part of our identity. We've been right for so many years that we've forgotten what it feels like to be light. Buddha taught that all suffering comes from attachment. We usually think of attachment as loving someone too much, but we can also be attached to our wounds, attached to our stories of betrayal, attached to being the victim or the hero or the martyr. I had to ask myself a hard question that night. Do I want to be right, or do I want to be free? I couldn't have both. In Buddha's final teaching, he said something we should all write down. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Read that again. You, not your sister who wronged you, not your friend who betrayed you, not the parent who disappointed you. You deserve your own love enough to stop burning yourself with someone else's rage. I made a choice that night. I chose my peace over my sister's punishment. I chose lightness over being right. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. 1 week later. Sunday, 2 o'clock exactly. I heard the car pull into the driveway. My heart started pounding. Did I make a mistake? Claire walked up to the door holding flowers. Not expensive roses, just daisies from the grocery store. Simple, honest. We looked at each other through the screen door. 1 hour, I said. 1 hour, she repeated. Her voice sounded different, smaller, real. From the living room, Mum called out, her voice stronger than it had been in weeks. Is that Claire? Yeah, Mum, Claire said, and her eyes filled with tears. It's me. I stepped aside and opened the door. As she walked past me, she stopped. Thank you, she whispered. I didn't say you're welcome, because I didn't do this for her, but I nodded. And right then, for the first time in 20 years, I felt it. Not happiness, not healing, not wholeness, but lightness. Like I'd been carrying this heavy suitcase filled with stones, and I finally put it down. My hand doesn't hurt anymore. The coal is gone and I can breathe again. That was always enough. That was everything. What weight are you carrying that's only burning you? What anger have you held on to so long it's become part of who you are? What would it feel like to just put it down? Not for them, for you. You deserve that freedom. You always have. Share your story in the comments below. What are you ready to release? Please subscribe me and see you again.